Hi, it's Tanya, and one of the advantages of being at home sick is that I get to do a lot more of these journal with me's than I would ordinarily do. So yes, here's another one chronicling the adventures in America. And what I'm doing now is I went onto the various websites of the stores that we went into, and I copy and pasted their titles, their names into a document on Photoshop, and I just clustered it together in an orientation which looked pretty pleasing to my eye, and then printed it out. And this is a very long waffle about how I did what I'm doing on the picture here. Essentially what I wanted to do was to get the various fonts and things that personifies their brands, and I knew I couldn't do it without tracing it, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just using a grey pencil, and then I'm going to get my black pen out. It's one of my microns. It's a really, really thin one, and I just traced over it. And now I'm going through my various photos once again to decide what I'm going to put on this page. And yeah, I'm using up some of my stash too. Gosh, that is from the Wonder collection. I think it was crepe paper. I have had that for literally years. And during my purge that I did recently, I rediscovered it, and I figured it would work quite well with these spreads. And I do want to say that I am so happy, and oh my gosh, I apologize once again for my head. Oh, it just drives me nuts. I am so happy with how this page came out. I think so far it's a favorite. It's my favorite. There we go. I'm going to claim favorite. I try not to have favorite cats. I try not to have favorite kids. Because once you start that, it's a downhill struggle. I never choose favorites. But I must confess, this is my favorite so far. And yes, so I have now decided that I've got all those names there, and I was watching a video of Courtney Diaz. I know I mention her a lot, but I am so enjoying her Patreon, and I'm getting a tremendous amount of inspiration from her. And she had done a cloud on one of her spreads, so I figured, a cloud. Maybe I could do a cloud and, use up some of my art supplies and get some color going on here. So it was a bit haphazard, I must admit, and I'm using my new watercolor brushes and enjoying doing that too. So yeah, these are mermaid markers. One of them is the really shiny one, and the other one's from her original collection. And then I'm going to get my Posca paint pens out and get all colorful around my cloud. So yeah, so we went into, as I mentioned before, we went into Michael's and Joann's and Hobby Lobby and Tuesday morning, and then I had been given strict instructions by my two girls who, if you're not aware, they are 19 and 23 and very, very, very heavily into makeup. So they had a long list of things that they wanted me to get, and I was assured that I would find most of them at either Sephora or Ulta. And here I do have to thank Arit tremendously, because I am clueless when it comes to makeup. I don't wear it much, if at all, and yeah, I had no idea what I was looking for, so she very sweetly and patiently helped me find all sorts of goodies for my girls, and they were over the moon. I cannot tell you how excited they were when I came back with a humongous iris container filled with goodies for them, from palettes to highlighters to face masks to I don't know what else I got them, but I also have photographs of, because what they do, they're at that stage where they don't both have to have the same things. So because of the expense and everything, some of the stuff I bought was just one of, so it was like one palette and one set of highlighters or blah blah blah. So they split them up, and they did it very nicely, and they bargained with each other and had an absolute blast. And so I do have photographs of their hauls, which will come at the end of my chronicling of this trip, because obviously that happened at the end when I got back home. So yes, so that's been a lot of fun, and that's essentially why I wanted to put down which stores we had been to, and I thought this was quite a creative way of doing it. And yeah, this mermaid marker is absolutely beautiful. It is again one of her shiny ones from her second collection, I think she brought out. And oh, look at that color pink. Isn't it just gorgeous? And there's a bit of a sparkle to it, and oh, it spreads so nicely on this paper. And yeah, if you haven't been watching me for too long, but you've come along here because, you enjoy these journal with me's, the book that I'm using is a Stalogy notebook. I got it off Amazon. It has Tomoe River type paper in it. I'm not sure if it is Tomoe River paper or whether it's a sort of generic equivalent, but it works very well. It gets all crinkly and, it takes watercolor nicely. Sometimes stuff does bleed through, but that's okay, because if it does bleed through on the other page, I will just stick something over it. It is not a train smash to me at all. So yeah, I actually have ordered, based on some recommendations and some research, I've ordered the Midori MD cotton notebooks because I want to see what they're like as well. Not that I'm anywhere near finishing this notebook, you understand, but because I am enjoying myself so much. I just cannot explain how much I am enjoying myself with this, that I figured I could justify getting another one in anticipation for when I do finish this one and want to move on to the next one, because it is getting pretty chunky. I haven't done all that many spreads in here, but because I do tip-ins and put anything I can possibly think of in it, it's getting pretty chunky. So I imagine that at some point I'm going to get to the stage where I'm going to have to move on or remove some of the pages just to make it easier, and that so you don't break the spine. But yeah, okay, so that little photograph at the bottom there, that is the main story behind this page. And I can actually read you my journaling, because you probably won't be able to see it in the end and in the stills. So while you watch me stamp away, which is actually a stamp that I did buy while I was there, I got that one from Joann's. Was it Joann's? I think so. And yeah, so I had fun with that. So I'm just going to read this out to you quickly, and you might understand why we had hysterics for most of the rest of our trip, actually, when we thought back. So here we go. A couple of days before I left for the US, I'd watched the second Bridget Jones' Diary. Cute movie and well worth a second viewing. It was therefore very fresh in my mind, and was the reason why I found this incident we had at Creativation that much funnier. There's a specific scene at the Glastonbury Fair where Bridget Jones and her friend ask Ed Sheeran to take a photo of them, not realising who he is, and were therefore rather gobsmacked when he includes himself in their picture. Fast forward to this moment. I apologize. My handwriting is terrible. Fast forward to this moment when Lisa asked this very elegant woman to take our picture. I'm still not 100% sure who she is, but Jen assures us that she is a big deal in the craft community. So I don't know if you do know who she is. I believe her name is Amber, and I believe she is on the Craft channel, the Craft Network channel maybe. But yeah, it was hysterically funny because we honestly had no idea. And she actually went as far as to ask Lisa why Lisa had asked her, to have the photo taken with her. And Lisa, very quick thinking, said that was because she was so elegant. I mean, she really was. I mean, beautiful woman, beautifully dressed and all the rest of it. So that is one of our funnier moments at Creativation. I still giggle. We still giggle. Oh dear, yeah. Well, what can we say? We're foreigners. I mean, I come from South Africa, Arit's from Austria, and Lisa's from Luxembourg. We don't get the Craft Network channel here. So there we go. That's our excuse, and we're sticking to it. So good story, good moments. And oh yeah, that is Toothless, my black cat. I will remove him shortly. There we go, he's gone. And yeah, I took my Tombow, what are they? Tombow markers. Twin tone. I think they're twin tone. Tombow markers. Anyway, and I coloured in these flowers, and then I get some more markers, and I add some glitter to them, and right at the end you'll see in the stills I get my my white gel pen out, and I actually make markings on the petals, and I really liked how that came out too. So yeah, what else? What else can I tell you? I will say that even though my spine, my book is very fat on the left-hand side there, it's got very, very chunky. Using that Fiskars stamp press, which is a very old product. Had that one again also for years and years. I actually have the larger one as well, but it's in my cupboard, and I can't get to my cupboard because I have stuff in front of my cupboard. I'm pretty sure some of you can identify with that. Yeah. You put stuff in front of stuff, and then you can't even get to the stuff. So yeah, I'm finding that using that stamp press has allowed me to stamp like that and not get bad results. So not bad at all. And I have an incredibly shaky hand. Also, being a bit ill doesn't help. But yeah, my hand just shakes, and that's just the way it is. And yes, I showed you very quickly there that I got these little washi tape stickers. They are the cutest things ever. I got them from, now I'm going to have to try and remember. Was this one Hobby Lobby or Joann's as well? I think it was Joann's as well. And I believe that Penny Lane brand is their brand, like the Recollections is the Michaels brand. Look at me go, knowing all these American stores and the inner tricks and things. I actually bought, the reason I bought these stickers for her friend, her best friend came and joined us for part of the holiday, and she loves panda bears, and when I saw that I thought, oh, there we go. And they're so cute, and yes, I know that they are not proportionate to my flowers, but this is my world, and in my world you get gigantic flowers and teeny tiny sloths and raccoons that sit on top of flowers and all the rest of it. So yeah, so there it is. There's the photograph with Amber and Lisa and Jen and a reed. Behind that, not sure what to say, it's paper fashion. Business card is the one where all of us are there, and Amber took that one, yes. So actually that paper fashion girl, she's a new designer for American Crafts, and she has some gorgeous looking art supplies and mixed media supplies. I'm really looking forward to when those hit the stores. She's got this gorgeous gold watercolor palette and some gouache as well that she's brought out, so that could be really fun to work with. And yeah, this is where I'm just going to journal the story. I'm using the mermaid marker to make very squonky lines, which is why I found reading the journaling a little bit difficult, because yeah, it's really tough having a wonky hand. If you identify with that, then I sympathize with you, because it's hard. It's really, really hard. But I have an idea that I might be coming to the end of my video. Oh, I am. Look at that. So yeah, so I'm going to do the usual and say, I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe and comment if you wish to. And yeah, I just let this in a bit longer so you could see what I did with the petals, and I did a bit of mimicking of the washi tape on my border as well. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.